Are you frustrated with the rising prices for vinyl records? Do you keep searching and searching for cheap records, but you can't seem to find any anywhere? Well, I hear you and I feel your pain. I've been frustrated lately as well, but I just keep going out and looking in the hopes that I will find some good deals. And finally, it paid off this weekend. Coming up next, I'm going to show you 4 records that I found on the cheap to hopefully encourage you to keep going out there and looking for good deals. Okay, this weekend I set up a booth to sell records in Huntsville, Alabama at the Orion Amphitheater. It turned out to be a great show with over 3,000 people in attendance. I was able to not only sell a lot of records, but I found some really great deals for great prices for records to add to my collection. I'm going to show you 4 of those records right now. I'm going to just come out of the gate here and break all YouTube rules and show you the best one first. If you want to stick around for the other 3, I hope you will, because I found some really great prices on other records. But I'm just going to come right out of the gate and show you what I first found. So when I got there, one of the first booths I looked at was 2 gentlemen that had just boxes set up, and they were labeled $5, $10, $20. I immediately went to the $20 box, skipped through a lot of classic rock that I wasn't interested in, but was surprised when I stumbled on Depeche Mode's Violator for just 20 bucks. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just assumed that this was a reissue because it was priced at 20 bucks. But because the show was about to start, I just went ahead and paid the gentleman and put it in my stash. And it wasn't until I got home and logged it into Discogs that I realized this is actually the 1990 OG press. The median price on Discogs for this record right now is $95. If I wanted to buy a VG copy, like all around VG copy on Discogs right now, I'd have to pay $65 plus shipping to have it arrive. And as we all know, Discogs on VG or VG on Discogs could really mean any condition, right? So this was the first one I found. Really excited to add this to my collection. You know, kind of what I was saying earlier, you get frustrated when you keep stumbling on records that seem really expensive. So to find a $95 record for just 20 bucks, really exciting. Now, the next 2 records I found at the same booth. I'm going to show you both of those next. This next record is one that I actually already have in my collection, but it's a pretty beat up copy. The record plays fine, but the spine on it is pretty much completely gone. The jacket's just seen, you know, better days on the copy in my collection. So when I saw this one on Sunday for the price, I jumped on it right away. And then it turned out to be even a little bit more special. So I was excited when I found it. And that record is Jerry Garcia's 1972 debut solo album, Garcia. Actually, mine doesn't have this sticker on it. And I think that the reason that this sticker is on here is because once I pulled the record out to see what it looked like, I noticed it was a white label promo copy. Now, I'm not like a, oh, white label promo, I gotta have it kind of guy. They're cool if you find them, but like, I don't have to have them. But when I find this record for $8 and it's a white label promo copy, I'm definitely gonna pick it up and swap it out with my beater copy, okay? I got home and logged this into my Discogs account. The median value is $38. So not bad, just paying $8. The next record I bought at the same booth is not sort of a mind-blowing find, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you found that for that price. But to me, I'm so used to flipping through expensive records and records that seem pretty common to me that I'm surprised at the prices, that whenever I do stumble on something for just $4, I'm like, yeah, I need to pick that up. And this is the record I found. Avalon's Roxy Music. $4. Hey, look, I'll take it for $4. Super clean copy. Looks great, plays great. That actually already had a paper sleeve in there, and people haven't even been using the regular sleeve, so this is still really in great condition. You know, look, at the end of the day, if I wanted to buy this exact copy on Discogs, it would cost me $14. Well, plus shipping, right? So what I save maybe $14, $15 by picking this up for $4. But I've always enjoyed this record, and like I said, I couldn't pass it up for just $4. Hey, there's something I realized that I didn't know when I was kind of reading up about, this record while I was listening to it last night, and that is, I just assumed this was always some old cranky dude in a medieval hat holding a falcon. It is actually Bryan Ferry's, at the time, and soon-to-be wife, Lucy Helmore. That's who's wearing the helmet and holding the falcon. I don't think that marriage worked out, so I'm wondering who got the falcon in the divorce. $4, not going to pass it up. Those 3 records that I showed you earlier, I actually bought a little bit closer to when the show was opening. The very first record I bought was from a seller who I recognized from past shows, and I've bought other stuff from him whenever I'm in Huntsville at those shows. He always has a great collection of R&B and jazz. Super nice guy. I always enjoy talking to him while flipping through his records. Now, on Sunday when I was flipping through his records, I stumbled on one that I never find anywhere. And I just immediately pulled it out and kept chatting with him. And I looked at the price and I thought, that seems fair. Maybe it's a little high, but I'm just going to get it because I never see it. That record is Roy Ayers' Ubiquity. Everybody loves the sunshine. You didn't sign up to hear me sing, so I apologize for that. I paid $20 for this, and at first I thought, I actually don't know what this record sells for. I just know I've been looking for it for forever, and so I never see it in stores. Just pulled it out and figured I'll pay the $20. Well, it wasn't until I got home and looked it up that I realized that, first of all, it's a super clean copy for $20, but it is actually the OG 1976 press of this album, which means I paid $20 and the median value on Discogs is $40. And if I wanted to buy this on Discogs today, this exact version, if you look up all the little tiny little letters in the matrix and everything, if I wanted to buy this exact version today on Discogs, I'd pay $40 plus shipping for a VG copy that has stains all around the edges of the cover. Mine's got a little bit of ring wear, but listen, I can deal with that. So, super excited to find this album. By the way, this has one of my favorite song titles on here, which is, It Ain't Your Sign, It's Your Mind. I could dig that. We were listening to this last night, and when Everybody Loves the Sunshine song came on, which is actually titled People in the World, my wife was like, where do I recognize this song? And you probably recognize it because it's been in that Coors Light commercial with the seal and the beach, when they sing the Everybody Loves the Sunshine part. I just always think it's funny it's labeled, titled Everybody Loves the Sunshine, but then the song title is actually People in the World. But hey, anyway, super excited to find this record for only $20, knowing online I would have had to pay $40 or more for a lesser copy. Okay, listen, what I was saying at the beginning of this video is I know it can be a real pain to be out here shopping for records and to see these insane prices. And I know it can feel frustrating when you go to store after store after store and you think, you know what, I'm done. I'm no longer buying records. These prices are crazy. All I want to do is encourage you to just keep looking, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to go somewhere and the prices are going to be too high, or the records are going to be too beat up, or there's not just going to be any good records at all for a lot of price. I'm looking at you, antique stores. But the thing is if you really love buying these records, and they're so popular right now, you just got to keep driving around and looking, right? And I mean, what else are you going to do, right? Well, okay, there's a million things that you could be doing better with your time, probably, than driving around and looking for records. But if you love the hobby enough, just keep looking. That's all I can say. Don't get frustrated. I do think the prices are going to go down at some point when people stop paying what they're paying. But as long as they're buying them for that price, that's what they're going to be. That's what they're going to sell for. But until then, just keep driving around and listen. If you're over it and you're just like, I'm no longer buying records, That's okay. Because if you want to save money, you can always buy CDs. I actually just went to a record store not too long ago and bought a handful of CDs. If you want to see what I bought, you can watch that video right here.